Good evening, everyone.
Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm Nikki, and this is my lovely co-host Nick Muley from Chicago, Illinois. This is Paranormal PWA Chat. We talk about anything related to the paranormal or anything that you guys would like to discuss. Please leave a link or comment below, and we're happy to have a chat with you guys. So, if you haven't watched this before, we pretty much just introduce ourselves, give us a little bit of introduction of what we do, just pretty much see how we go from there. Before we do start lives, I just have some rules. So between Nick and myself, and also people that are watching, bullying and harassment will never be tolerated on my lives or my pages. We treat everyone with dignity and respect. So if you're going to be a troll or anything like that, this is not for you. So
Agreed with that 100%. But
so
overall, though, I got to say,
Nick,
I was just going to say, overall, it's good to have the show back, because I know, we all had to take a little break from doing this show. I mean, I've been doing all these other podcasts recently, but it's good to have your show back on the network once again. So it's good to be back.
thank you. I'm very privileged to be on Things Network, and I just want to do a shout out to Things Network for having me and supporting my team, which is Paranormal Perth West Australia or PWA Chat. Yeah,
We're also, of course, more than because this is the first time on the other network too that I just realized the N&W Multiverse Network. So, Nick, I got to say too, we're also very glad to have you on the other network as well.
thank you. It's a privilege to be here. So let's see how we go. As I said, if you guys want to write comments, you're more than welcome to, and we'll try and pass them to the best that you can. I have invited some people from my team to join us. They are running a little bit late, but that is fine. We'll see how that goes. So, Nick, what got you to the paranormal?
So, as kind of because I don't want to sound like a broken
Yeah,
record, so I'm just going to kind of just in a way
yeah,
kind of do kind of a rephrasing, if you will. But it was mainly curiosity that brought me into the paranormal field at a young age, because what's interesting is that this year actually marks my 20th year being in the paranormal field now. I started when I was only 12. And honestly, in the last 20 years, it's amazing of, how far I've really gone and, all the different journeys and connections and friends and, kind of a business, if you will, all these, business connections I've made and most importantly, the experiences, the evidence. I mean, I've come quite a long way, and I'm definitely looking forward of how things will look. I know. I mean, I can't say what will be like for sure, but here's for the next 20 years.
you love what you're doing, and yeah, keep doing it.
And I'm not. And people always think, I mean, like, do I ever get tired? I really don't get tired of it. I enjoy doing it, and I don't see any further. I don't see it coming to any end whatsoever. I just love it.
Right back at you. Yeah. So I've been doing it a little bit longer than Nick because I'm a little bit older. I'm not saying my age, but yeah. So I've been into the paranormal field for probably about 25 years, but really haven't kind of broken out so much until the past 5 years, where I decided to create my own team. So which is Paranormal Perth West Australia. And I didn't actually realise there is actually a Perth in the US.
That's right. There is a
Yeah,
Perth, but I can't remember which state it's in. So it's funny you mentioned that.
yeah. So after I created, I had all these people like, hey, do you want to come out and investigate in the US? And I'm like, unfortunately, we're based here in Perth, West Australia. That's why I hyphen it. But yeah, definitely would love to travel to the US. Fingers crossed, very soon, and do some of those bucket list locations, like Penhurst. Um, I don't think it's there anymore. The Clown Hotel,
No,
um,
it's still there. It's still
still
there.
there.
Yeah, it is.
Bonnie,
Hey,
is Bobby
Josh.
Mackey still there? Hey Josh, is Bobby Mackey still there, or did that?
Sadly, no. They tore that down, which is it's a real shame that they had to tear it down. Although I was hearing recently that it was not really in the best of shape. Now,
Oh,
I was fortunate enough to have investigated Bobby Mackey's over a decade ago, back in 2012. Although to this day, I wish we could have chosen a different time because we went during the month of August. and I'll never forget. It was still during the height of summer. It was humid and it was hot in that building. It was so bad. Well, it wasn't as bad as like when you were on the main floor, but when you went
Mhm.
up to the top floor, that was where Carl's former apartment used to be. Because of what he went through, he actually tried destroying the apartment building that was above the bar. And although it was definitely damaged, I mean, the complete destruction was unsuccessful. So we had base. So we were still. Hey Tom, yes, I'm helping out with Nikki on this show. So
Yeah, he's all over the place.
whoa, geez, we got a lot more comments. Yeah. Let's see what else. Yeah, Josh says it's a shame, but it was in bad shape. Okay, so
Yeah.
Josh is confirming that. Yeah, August is the worst month. Yeah, I mean, like even though the top of the building was in bad shape at that time, we were still able to go up there. But I'm telling you right now, that had been the worst spot I think I've ever investigated, and I don't mean paranormal wise.
Mhm.
It was just it's like you were burnt to a crisp. It was so damn hot in that room that I don't I don't think I lasted no more than maybe 10 minutes because it was so friggin' hot. It was I mean it literally could have been a sauna.
Oh
That's how I
wow.
can describe it. That's how bad it was and I couldn't be in there anymore. So whether or
Yeah.
not we were getting evidence, there I just couldn't deal with it anymore. And so I ended up staying at the rest of the bar area as well as the basement where the supposed gateway to hell is the well, which I did hear that in a way that's kind of the only part of the structure that still remains is the well. Everything else is gone except the well because the well is made out of concrete.
Wow.
But
Hey
yeah,
Josh,
it was a real shame they had to tear it down though. It really was.
have you investigated the Clown Hotel, Nick?
Funny enough, I actually have not. I've been
Yeah.
wanting to, in fact. I mean, there's a lot of places out there on my list that I really want to check out. Matter of fact, not only have I not investigated yet, I haven't even actually been to that part of the country yet in the northwestern. Well, not necessarily northwestern, but out in that part of the country at least. So, and I still remember when it came to the Clown Motel back when, and we were talking about this on uh on the previous show I was on Supernatural Talk. Oh wait, no, not no, I don't think no, it wasn't Supernatural Talk. It was one of the other. Oh no, I think it was on Joe's show that we were talking briefly. Well, no, we were kind of talking a little bit about this, like when it comes to Ghost Adventures, like how much Zach Bagans has really become quite a
Mhm.
douchebag at this point. I remember when they first checked out the Clown Motel, just visiting it. I took it with a grain of salt, and I thought this was back when they used to be really good. I thought it was funny that Zach was scared of all these clowns, but I never actually knew that the Clown Motel was actually haunted itself. So that's gotten a lot of attention for me now.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yes,
I
Jeremy,
actually.
I can't even remember. It's been a long day for me.
Oh, hello. Yeah. I think I would, but I would have to be. Yeah. I have a fear of dolls, so yeah,
Yeah,
I would have to conquer from my fear. I think I'd walk in there and just be like, "Yep, I'll last 5 minutes," and be like, "Nope."
I don't really see. I'm fortunate enough. I don't really have a fear of dolls or clowns myself, so I think I could handle it if I was to go there. So
Mhm.
I wouldn't have an issue with it. But it is true. I was going to say is Jeremy's been there himself, though. On the other hand,
Mhm.
and
Do you get much active, Jeremy?
yeah, that's actually an interesting question. I didn't really ask him. If he had a lot of activity. I know he said he loved the place, but I don't really recall him ever saying that he got a lot of activity there. So that's a really good question.
Mhm. Where else would I go?
Tom, don't even start with the roaches. Oh, hey,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
Jerry McKinney, crazy stuff is everywhere. Yeah, yes, indeed.
yep. We've got some places in Australia which are quite up there. So we've investigated five of the most haunted locations in WA. Yeah, Very interesting locations. The photo that I did send Nick before, that was at one of the most haunted tunnels here in Perth. It's called Swan View Tunnel, for those people that don't know. And in record, they do have one person that did pass away from, unfortunately, they lost their lives in construction of the tunnel, and also when the train was coming through, because obviously there's no ventilation, so carbon monoxide poisoning. Unfortunately, he passed, and that's record. So yeah, when you walk through that tunnel, it's a little bit scary, but yeah, it's I believe it's 2 k's from one side to the other. To get to it, you have to walk probably about one and a half. So yeah, it's quite intense.
I was going to ask you about that too, which was how far that tunnel actually went, because it almost looked like it just continuously gone down
Yeah,
beyond what you see in the picture.
yeah, it's insane. It just continues and goes. We've investigated that probably about 4 times. The first time I went there, we didn't get much activity. And also, you have to be really careful because it is actually a pub a few kilometres away, and you do get locals that come through with dirt bikes and stuff like that. So, safety is a big thing. But yeah, it's pretty intense, that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, the photo that Nick is talking about, I don't know if he wants to put it up, if you
yeah, I
still
can
have
put
it.
it back up.
Yes. So when he does it, I'll kind of explain the situation that we were in. That is the first time I believe that I actually saw a skin in some type, shape, or
Yeah, here we go.
form.
Give me 1 second. I'm still
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
used
all
to.
good.
I'm still
No, no,
getting used
you're
to
cool.
sharing this.
It's all good.
Okay,
So
here we
this
go.
is so this is the tunnel we're talking about. This is probably halfway through the actual point of the tunnel. Through the spirit box, we had please take my photo. So I took numbers of shots, and this is what we got. It could be water related because obviously there's water on the ground, but or it could be that Pamela Dollar. What's that saying, Pamela Dollar? When you think you see when you think you see something out of a photo, and your eyes kind of play
Oh,
tricks with it.
not a hallucination, but kind of something similar like that. But I know what you're talking about. I can't think.
Yeah,
It's like right on the tip of my tongue.
yeah. I know it starts with a P. But yeah, that was pretty intense that night. Yeah,
Well, it's interesting you brought that up because I don't know if you were watching Supernatural. We did
yeah.
present the photo on Supernatural Talk, and I thought I
Mm-hmm.
noticed. I'm going to zoom in a little
If you
bit.
can zoom in, yeah, I'll kind of explain. Yeah.
It looks like right over here there seems to be what maybe a shadow of some sort, like right in this area. Did you ever notice about this?
Yeah, so that's halfway through the tunnel. There is like water obviously in the tunnel, but so it could be a reflection from the water, but we did capture this. So we can't put this up there as like it could be, it may not be. It's really up to what you think, because at the end of the day, not everything is paranormal, but it's a
That's
very
basically
interesting
what I
photo. So
that's basically what I said is that I mean it's like you see what it kind of does in a way like when you really look close. I'm actually going to zoom in just a little bit
yeah,
more just to get a closer look, but it does kind of look like there's a figure standing there. Looks
yeah,
kind of look like two legs, and then you would probably
mm-hmm,
assume what would be maybe the torso and the head, and it almost
mm-hmm,
looks like it's kind of leaning down. But again,
yeah,
it's kind of hard to say. I mean, it could be like you said, it could be like water or could I said smur. I meant to say smudge. It could be a smudge on the camera. I mean,
yeah,
that's why I always like to keep an open mind.
yeah,
So I just said it in the last show that it could be
mm-hmm,
anything, basically. I mean,
yeah,
I guess for those of you guys who are watching, it's up for you to decide. I would say, but
yeah. That's
it's
why
an interesting picture, but nonetheless, whether it's paranormal or not, either way, it's definitely a very
mm-hmm,
creepy photo.
yeah. That place is insane. So yeah, the first time we went there, we got a little bit of activity. There is actually evidence of the train tracks. So yeah,
Oh,
walking through there, you got to be a little bit
sorry,
careful.
that was that was
That's
the
okay.
story.
Walking through there, you do have to be careful because they do actually still have the metal remnants of the tracks. So please don't trip. Sorry, it's gonna be loud because I've got a street cleaner coming through.
Okay.
Really,
I mean, we have a it's a really see, and that's why, and I'm with Josh for what Josh just said. See, this is another reason why I too would love to go to Australia to investigate some of the locations. So
Hmm.
just like the same way you want to come over here, just to catch up on some of the comments here.
Yeah,
Jeremy
sure.
said he got he had no activity, but he loved the room, loved the decorations, and loved the cemetery.
Hmm.
And now here, I guess people may here some of them are giving different opinions on what they
Yeah,
think they see in that picture.
yeah,
Josh
that's cool. Go
said
for it.
a black energy and darkness. And he
Yeah,
also said he sees
I
a
get that.
hand. But Tom, on the other hand, though, says it looks like water. So that's why, again, I
Yeah,
said it could be anything at this point.
yeah. Because when I took the photo, I was kind of like, is it not? Is it our minds playing tricks? So I just put up there for everybody to make their, yeah.
Well, to give a comparison of such locations like this, and this is something too that you could visit as well. We
Yeah.
have two tunnels, two bridges here, although they're nowhere near where I live. They're in two
Yep.
different states here in the U.S. The first one is a little controversial. You can't, well, I don't think you're able to investigate unless you're like on one of the tours. But there is a bridge located out in Fairfax County, Virginia, which ironically it's called. The name sounds silly, but it's an urban legend. There's a bridge out there that's called Bunnyman Bridge, and oh, Jeremy's heading out. Have a good night, Jeremy. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, Jeremy. Take care. Have a good night, mate.
I know he's an hour ahead, so it's already past 11 o'clock over there. So, but there's a bridge that's known as the Bunnyman Bridge, and there's a lot of different theories of if it's an actual like ghost story or whatever. But basically, I'm keeping it real short. The story goes about the Bunnyman Bridge is that after the Civil War, the area in that part of the state of Virginia became more populated, and eventually they decided to build an insane asylum. The people in the community, however, decided that they did not want to live near the insane asylum, and
Yeah.
they got a petition put together, and the petition passed, and it ordered the asylum to close down. So then, so then the asylum was finally shut down in 1904, and they were transferring the the patients to other facilities. But the legend goes that on a cold Halloween night, the bus full of convicts was passing through the town of Clifton when suddenly the bus flipped off the road and crashed into the
Wow.
trees. Now, many of the convicts were killed, but some of the convicts, as well as the driver, were killed and injured, but many others survived and managed to escape into the woods. And most of them obviously were soon captured. As the story goes, days, hours turned to days, weeks, I mean, days into weeks, weeks turned into months. Everyone was all taken except for two. Two of the convicts, though, were not found. One's name was Marcus A. Walster, and the other was Douglas J. Griffin. The only trace of them they found, this leads to the name. The only trace of them they found were these half eaten bunnies, mutilated rabbits. But after that, they found Marcus, and he was dead, hung from the bridge in the same manner as because they would also find these dead, half eaten rabbits by the railroad bridge on Colchester Road. But they found Marcus Walster in the same fashion as the rabbits. And they decided that Douglas J. Griffin was the one who killed them. And but it didn't matter to them basically. I mean, everybody assumed that because they started. In other words, it's like they didn't find Mr. Griffin. They assumed he was dead, but the dead and mutilated rabbits continued throughout the area, and that's when people started calling him the Bunny Man. And supposedly, he was actually hit by an oncoming train on the bridge, and supposedly his ghost haunts the old railroad bridge. Residents and ghost hunters have said that at midnight on Halloween, the Bunny Man appears under the bridge in a flash of light. But I know the residents there are, I mean, the local police there, they're kind of strict on allowing people to do ghost hunts because it is on an active street.
Yeah.
So when you mentioned about this tunnel, it just reminded me immediately of the Bunnyman Bridge in Colchester, Virginia.
Wow.
Now
Yeah.
let's see. see here what Tom said. Tom's asking, is it true if you go to Australia, you need to stay in the cities? Anywhere else you can die? That's kind of an unusual question.
No, you do not have to stay in the city. I live about 45 minutes outside of the city, so I'm still good.
Okay, now what did Nick? Now what did Tom ask for this stuff? Nick, would you vote for Nick as the best? Oh, God damn it, Tom! He started this whole thing now. New
Yeah.
paranormal celebrity.
Yeah, why not?
He's gonna start asking that question all over the place. But
Why
yeah,
not?
I just find it really fascinating. But anyways, yeah, I find it. I really saw a comparison to the that tunnel and the other tunnel that I would highly, if you ever come out here to the states, this is one I could
Mhm.
definitely recommend. That you don't have to worry about trespassing because they do know that this is a popular like haunted location, like ghost hunting spot. Is
Yeah.
in Ohio this time. There's a tunnel out there that's called Moonville Tunnel, which was a former railroad tunnel but it's no longer in operation. They took the tracks out, and the town of Moonville. There used to be a full town called Moonville, but most of it's been abandoned. It's become a ghost town ever since. Most of the buildings, sadly, have been torn down, but the tunnel still remains, and there's a lot of different. There's a lot of crazy things I've heard about Moonville tunnels. So again, the tunnel you showed me, it to me it was almost like the Australian counterpart to Moonville tunnel.
Yeah, that tunnel was pretty intense.
See now,
Yeah.
as long as you have a survival kit, you'll be fine.
Yep. It's called Legs and Run and Pray.
So, what are these pictures you sent? I just saw the pictures you sent me.
Yeah, sure. So that is one location that we've investigated, Swan View Tunnel. That was the first place I actually believe I have seen a skinwalker. So pretty much, I didn't want to freak out my team, and I'm like talking about the location. They had their back towards the tunnel, and I looked up, and it looked like there was a black shadow, and it kind of like it was standing in the wall like this, and it kind of like moved in like a very non-human way, and then it kind of looked at me. I looked at it, and I kind of was like, okay, if you can zoom in that one. And
Yes.
yeah, it was very unique, that one at Swanview Tunnel. So this is another location that we have investigated. This is the lovely Kalamunda Hotel here in Perth. This is one of the most haunted pubs in WA.
Give me one second.
Yeah,
I'm gonna download the pictures just so I can zoom in
that's
on them.
okay.
Go,
All good, my friend.
keep going while I'm doing
Yeah,
this.
sure. So the lovely photo Nick's going to pick up. We believe a little bit of history about the Kalamunda Hotel. The first one, Nick. Yep. No.
Oh wait, is it still showing? Okay. Oh wait, no, it's not. Give me one. I'm almost done. I just got to get the. I'm just downloading the
It's
last
all good.
picture. Hang on. I think I got mixed
Yeah, that
up.
one.
Okay, hang on.
It's
Okay,
okay.
no, this one. This
Gotta
okay.
love
Here's the
technology.
last.
It's fine. Old as overtake, it's all good. So with Kalamunda Hotel, a little bit about the history. So Kalamunda Hotel unfortunately burnt down at one point, and they had to rebuild it. Now the owner is Paddy, and he used to be he used to train horses. He also used to help the mining community back in 1843, I believe. And he loves women. So if you are a female investigator, you are likely to see him, have a conversation with him. First time we went there, I went in there, I was like, hey, my name is Nikki, I'm come with peace, kindness, and respect. And yeah, very interesting night. We had cat wars, REM pods going off, EVPs. Pretty much it was just nuts. And we were actually one of the first paranormal teams to actually investigate this hotel. Um, Also, there is a lovely little girl, and her name is Ava. So the story is a little bit sad, the way unfortunately she had lost her life. So she is about 8 to 7 years old. She is currently seen to be walking around with a life-size doll. So with Ava, if you're a male, don't expect to get any activity. She hates men. I'm not going to say the way she lost her life, but it is pretty horrific. Um, if you're a female and you're a medium, she absolutely loves you. So the first photo that Nick's going to show you, sorry,
No, no, we're good to go now.
yeah. So the next, sorry, Nick, next photo,
Oh,
wrong
next.
photo.
Wait, wrong one.
Yep,
This one right here.
yep, yeah, yep. So if you zoom in as possible, so we believe this may be Patty at the window. So in the hotel, you have your sliding doors, and he was like, "Hey," Spirit Box was like, "Take my photo." I was like, "Patty, if this is you, can you set one of the cat doors off?" Went off, and I literally stood there and I didn't even look. And I just kind of was like, "Click," and we got this. We believe it may be Patty, because if you can kind of zoom in, you see the hat, beard.
Yeah, I
Um,
could really see the. I
yeah,
can see a
so
face,
yeah,
definitely. Look at that.
Patty loves his women, which is totally fine, but boundaries. Yeah, Ava, as I was saying before, she doesn't like men. But if you're a female and you're a medium, she will absolutely adore you. Every time I've been there, I feel like Nick, as you have a smaller child in your family now. Every time, it's kind of like a feeling when your kid's trying to get your attention, they're playing with your feet. Through some of the videos, you may see me like kicking my leg. I'm like, Ava, sweetie, not now. She kind of hides behind men. So, yeah, there's only probably one male on my team that she absolutely adores, and that's because he's a dad, with a child roughly about her same age. So, yeah, that's pretty intense, that location. There has been some deaths in that location, which is quite sad. Unfortunately, a lady did lose her life. She committed suicide off one of the balconies. Also, there was a murder in the location. I'm not
Really.
going to disclose that one because that one, having a young child myself, is quite close. So I'm not going to disclose that one. So yeah, if all I got to say is if you do need Lifeline support, it is 9800 in the US, and in Australia it is 1314. That's all I'm going
Yep.
to say about her passing. So yeah, that place is pretty up there.
Yeah,
Um,
this is definitely a place that, I mean, first off, I've never heard about, but more importantly, it's definitely had its share of deaths, without a shadow
yeah,
of a doubt, like all different types of deaths.
yeah,
So it's
that.
obviously had a lot of tragedies throughout its history.
And when you go there, especially when, because we're the very first paranormal team ever to investigate this location, back in 2013, 14. Yeah, you feel like you're at home when I walk in there. I'm like, "Hey, Patty, how you doing? It's Nikki from Paranormal Perth. I come with peace, kindness, and respect. We have some toys if you want to play with them. If you want to, that's cool. If you don't, that's fine." Just like the living, sometimes they want to communicate, sometimes they don't. That is totally fine. And we also give them boundaries. So if I feel like, hey, Ava wants some space, I'm like, "Hey, Ava, if you want to play with the toys over there, go for it, and we'll leave the room." So yeah, that's the way we investigate. We're extremely respectful. We don't provoke in any way, shape, or form. We don't use Ouija boards at all. That's just a safety thing for myself and my team. And yeah, hi
Yeah,
guys, hope
that's
you're
pretty much the same thing with me. Just real quick, because
yeah,
comments are building up.
yeah,
Josh,
go for it.
starters, yeah, I'll take the outback over the city. uh, Careful what you wish for, Josh. Hey, Chris,
Yeah, no,
come
horrible,
on, Nick, get with it. um, and Josh
yeah,
is right with this. Pubs are always haunted. That's right, because of the amount
yeah.
of history associated with them. Um,
Mhm.
Tom said also, my photo editor can clean up pictures, especially if taken at night. That would be pretty cool
Yeah.
to see like a clear image. Hey, Irene, good to see you. See, I don't blame her. Oh,
Hi.
he must be talking about the entity that you were talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
And Josh also says from this picture that he can see the nose, the
yeah.
eyes too. Yeah, I
I
saw
should
that
show
immediately.
you.
I saw that immediately as soon as I zoomed in. Hey, Jill. Jill's in the chat. I haven't seen her in a while. Good to see
Hey,
you.
girlfriend. Hope you're well.
Having dinner with family. We've missed you, Jill. Good to see you. So, do you want me to show the next picture then?
Yes, sure. I will quickly find a photo of actual what Patty looks like. Um,
Okay. Is this the picture you want me to show next?
yes, please. If you can zoom in on the right hand side.
Okay, hold on. See,
Yep.
I'm still kind of
No,
learning
no,
how to
you're
do
right.
those.
It's all good. You do what you need to do, my friend.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yep, that window. If you can keep going, I don't know why I'm pointing. You can't see where I'm pointing. If you can keep zooming in and you go to your right window at the bottom.
Right window at the bottom. Okay, hold on. Oh wait, are you talking about here on the balcony?
Yes, please.
Oh
Sorry,
wait,
street cleaner again.
yeah, I think I see what you're talking about. I can see it now. Right over there.
Yeah,
Oh my God, what
yeah.
the hell is that?
This place will blow your mind. Like this is
I don't know if that's a face or something, but that whatever that is looks absolutely terrifying.
this place is one of the most, for me personally, with the experiences that I've had and other investigators have had, this would be probably my second most haunted location that I've physically been to. So yeah,
I could sure understand that. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out. I mean, it does look like a face, but seriously, I just can't help but think like, what the hell is that in that window?
so this location is Sunset Hospital and is based here in Perth. So Sunset Hospital has been used for many different things. This location is massive. This is just insane. So the first time we went here, it was myself, two other investigators. This photo was taken about a year ago. We haven't been back since. There is another team called the Afterlife Party, and they actually have a video of what happened to this other investigator, and it was pretty insane. So this place is Sunset Hospital, and it was built to help men with mental disabilities and things like that, also people with PSD. And then they actually turned it into a place where soldiers could come back and pretty much live their life to the best that they could. Then at one point, it has unfortunately some Aboriginal people that were put in placement and weren't treated the best. Then there was a lovely guy called Lord Pabry, and he turned it into a place for the homeless, so people get the help that they needed and their support that they needed. So, yeah, this photo was taken in the entrance of the building. One of my team members was just taking photos. As Nick zoomed in, we believe it may be a male firefighter or someone on that way, or our eyes could be playing Matrix again. But yeah, this place is pretty insane. I have been choked at this location. So it has another team member from another team. Yeah, this place
That
is
is
pretty nuts.
Steve, the
Yeah.
comments I'm getting now, like Tom, apparently in his view, he thinks it looks like a tiger, and Josh, once again, I don't like using this word very often, but to him, he thought it does look demonic. OMG. Which,
Woods. Yeah.
truth be told, I mean, it's hard to say if this actually is demonic, but it's still a very scary looking picture.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then Josh also said is it possibly a dingo with rabies? I don't know.
Don't
If
know.
it's anything, I mean, from what this is just my personal opinion. I really, because again, I'm always one of those investigators that does try to avoid using the word demonic, but I will
Yeah.
say that whatever this thing is, it definitely could be inhuman. I would say it's probably
Mm-hmm.
more of an inhuman spirit of anything, but it does kind of have that evil look to it. Like the thing I noticed very quickly about it
Mm-hmm.
is, and this is the one thing I just can't help but think is
Mm-hmm.
what looks like its eye right here. It
Yeah.
almost looks like it's got an eye socket, like where it's empty,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have the
Yeah.
actual eye right here, like a
Mm-hmm.
bright white eye, and you can kind of partially see a nose in this area.
Mm-hmm.
To me, and again, maybe this is why Josh thinks maybe it does kind of look demonic. Again, now that he said that, it almost kind of resembles like that of a goat man of anything, because it kind of does look like a goat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I know, of course, that type of appearance usually is associated with demonic entities, but I really
Mm-hmm.
don't want to say it. But either way, it does. It kind of looks like a goat man of some sort. But
Mm-hmm.
whatever this thing is, though, it's still a frightening picture. But that,
Yeah.
regardless of the fact, that is still a great take, though. I mean,
Yeah.
that must that must have shocked you guys when you first saw that. If I'm correct on that.
Yeah, it was a very interesting night that night. It was
Yeah,
actually taken the last night we investigated that location. So we turned up, did our thing, and one of my lead investigators, because the spirit box kept saying, take my photo, take my photo. And then my investigator's like, well, I'm not taking a photo. It's like, well, you're a moron. And we're like, that's not very nice. But then, yeah, he was walking around taking photos, and then later on we looked back and we found this. So he believes maybe a doctor with the doctor's hat on.
yeah, maybe.
But
Well,
yeah, that place was, yeah.
that would be another place. Now, that would be another place I would want to investigate. But man,
Mm-hmm.
for anybody else that's not experienced it, I could see why they'd be terrified of seeing something
Yeah.
like this. Because I mean, that
Mm-hmm.
I'm just getting chills just looking at it. That is a freaky photo. And I almost forgot to mention one more thing about just the what maybe its face. I mean, I still can't think about the eye that it has. It
Mm-hmm.
almost has the expression like it's angry looking in the
Mm-hmm.
picture. It
Yeah,
looks
wouldn't
bad.
surprise me. Yeah,
Yeah,
not surprise
that
me.
is an
Um,
incredible shot, though. I'm
Also,
gonna.
we did have, sorry, Nick, you
Yeah,
go.
well, I was gonna say if not for you telling me that it was on the right hand side, I would have never even noticed that.
Yeah. Also, we've had security guards tell us stories that, because it's going to be renovated, that workmen would have things thrown at them, taken off. When we first went there, because I've been there multiple times. The first time we went there, everything was all happy rainbows and butterflies, nothing negative. And then yeah, I think because a lot of other people have been there, are kind of like stirring up activity and maybe not being the most respectful. So then they kind of like, hey, you're an investigator. Let's do this. And I'm just like, no, we have respect. We come with boundaries and kindness, and we ask to be treated the same. So yeah.
All right,
But
so I'm
after
gonna
that, I
show
say to
the.
myself, like, ooh,
So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna zoom out of this
zoom
one
out.
and I'm gonna
Yeah.
show the final picture that you sent.
Mhm.
Give me a second here.
It's pretty
That's
much the
probably
photo is just zooming in. So this is what the actual one of the buildings looks like. Yeah.
yeah. Just to give for those that may have just stepped in, I'll just give a few seconds for you guys to see the entire photo because I had to zoom in. But I will say for right now, that's probably my favorite out of the three that you sent me. That's just
Also,
an incredible shot. Oh wait, was it? Hang on a second. No, we already saw this one.
yeah,
Oh wait, no, this is the same picture, I think.
yeah, that's the same photo. That's just zoomed.
Oh, okay. So it was just technical. I could have just done this. Yeah. So it was just technically two photos that you sent me.
Yeah, correct.
You know what? Actually, I don't know what it is. Now that we got a little bit of a closer look at it, I think I'm going to change kind of my opinion on this.
Yeah,
This is going to probably sound even crazier, but to me,
it looks like a firefighter.
it looks like that. But also, like maybe I've just seen the facial side by it. But it actually looks more to me almost like it almost kind of looks wolf like now because at first I thought it was like if it was a true like creature of some sort, I thought it was just
Mm-hmm.
showing like it was bending part of its head like away from the camera. But now that I'm actually seeing this picture, it almost looks like it's actually facing towards it, but you're only just seeing like just kind of half of its face. Like it's like it looks to me almost wolf, kind of almost like a werewolf, if anything. Now that I look
Yeah.
at it, because it's like you have it's kind of black in color. Again, you see the eye, and then it looks like you see what maybe hair and maybe a partial uh, ear, and then this is probably what I would think is the snout, and then like a full set of teeth. So
Mm-hmm.
again, it's hard to say. I mean, there's definitely different ways to describe this picture, but for me,
Yeah.
it looks like I see a face in this picture.
I'm going to send you some more photos.
Yeah, give me 1 second here so I can
That's
download
okay.
this. All right, I'm gonna put this back up to the main screen. So I'm gonna just remove this real quick.
Yeah,
A
that
second
place
here
was.
while oh wait, I have to exit this out.
That's okay. You do what you need to do. Do, 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 do.
Actually, you know what? Now that Josh said that it's possibly a dingo with rabies, that would actually explain the canine kind of look to it. Um, Okay, comments are building up again, so give me a sec while I get to the
Go
comments.
for it.
He also said, yes, people, please be cautious when on investigation. Dark energy is a real thing, and that's absolutely true, 100%.
Yeah.
Now, Tom said next, if you look at it three-dimensional, it can be, middle can be a counter, the bottom looks like a trash can, the top looks like stuff hanging on the wall. That's kind of a possible, skeptical
Mm,
side. So I like that Tom's bringing up a skeptical side of this.
yeah.
Anthony's also here too. He's asking, do we know if the windows had any stained glass in on it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. It's clear glass.
Josh also said it looks like a hybrid. Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna
That
get the
place.
all right, I'm gonna get the next pictures. So bear with me for just a second so I can download those. Okay, this one we already got. Okay, this is the new one.
And I'll send you. Just going through my photos. I've got a lot.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine because I'm downloading the new picture right now. Okay, here we go.
Mhm.
We gotta go through this fun routine once again, so I can get the picture up.
That's okay.
Okay, here we go. So with this picture, as I'm about to show, why don't you explain this picture that you sent? It looks like this time you circled in, so I'm going to zoom in on this
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah, sure. So one of my lead investigators sent me this photo. So we did a theatre called the Garrick Theatre. Now, the history of this theatre is there is to believe an old lady that is shown. Um, so this is actually a TV screen
Oh, that's
out the
a
back.
television. Okay.
Yeah. So he believes it might be an old lady. I don't know. Yeah, or it could be that Playdolics Matrix type of thing where your eyes play games. But yeah,
Yeah,
that no, it was interesting. Mhm.
it almost looks. I mean, I'm not too crazy about these type of images. Like when it comes to because this is just what again see from my point of view.
Yeah.
Seeing the circular image right here, it almost kind of looks like an orb. But what I
Mm.
find interesting is if you, I'm going to zoom in more.
Yeah,
If
zoom
you look,
in. That make more
yeah, if
sense.
you look real close from my perspective, it's like you kind of have an orb right here, but it almost
Yeah.
looks like as if a face is kind of sticking out, like almost like it's extending from the orb itself because you can kind of see, in this case, it's a little hard to see, but you kind of can see from what appears to look like two eyes, a nose, and maybe like where the mouth is. You can't really see. You can kind of see cheekbones, but you can't really see the mouth.
Mhm.
Almost like it's kind of only like partially transparent, and
Yeah.
it almost looks again from my point of view, it
Yeah.
kind of does have. I get a female vibe from seeing this. It almost looks like a female face.
To me, it
Um,
looks like an old lady. But
yeah, it kind of does. Whether or not this is if this is truly a female, whether or not this is like a child or a woman, it's kind of hard to say either way. But it does look female from my point of view.
yeah,
That
yeah,
is
that place.
interesting, though. That is interesting. And normally, I'm not too crazy when it comes to orb pictures
Mhm.
or videos, unless like it's really like actually
Mhm.
glowing. But
Yeah.
seeing this though, and seeing what may look like a face,
Yeah.
and I know some people may have some maybe skeptical
Which
because
is
it
fine.
is coming from off a screen. It could just be a smudge, but it's still an interesting picture to look at either way.
Yeah.
All right, let's see the next picture that you sent. So
So
bear.
this is at the same location. This is at the same location. Now with this one, I it's up to what people think. To me, can maybe be debunked, but it's really up to what people think. Now, this actually reminds me of one of the characters of the Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay, hang on. Let's see.
Yeah,
We got next. Oh wow, this is a small picture, so I'm definitely
yeah,
gonna
you can
have to.
actually, yeah,
Yeah, this one I'm
yeah,
definitely gonna have to zoom in on. Just
yeah.
real quick on the comments that it's
Yeah,
giving off its own light. Anthony said, and then Josh also said, looks like a drag, looks like a drag queen, and nothing wrong with that. I agree. Well,
that's challenging. Yeah,
yeah, I'm not necessarily laughing because I think it's funny. I just that's
no,
just
that's
something you
fine.
don't really that's just something you don't
Mm.
really hear very often. And I
Yeah,
mean,
that's good.
there's obviously
And it is
spirits
a
of.
theatre, so
I was going to say there are spirits of men and women, so why wouldn't there be of drag queens in this case?
and it is and it is actually still an acted theatre. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Tom also said the hair does look like it's penetrating out the window. And then also Anthony said, I get that also. Okay, he
yeah,
must be referring to either the
yeah.
drag queen or the female vibe too. Okay, so I got the next. Oh wait, hang on. Actually, no, I don't. I got to put it up now. So
That's okay.
let me refresh the page. I guess the down. I hate when it comes to downloading files and just when you think it's like
Yeah,
right on the top and it doesn't show up. Instead, it's like you gotta refresh the page.
no,
So
that's okay.
okay, so now we got.
All good.
So I didn't. I still don't have. Oh wait, yes I do too. So let me share the page. I mean the
Yeah.
file once again. And
So one of my investigators showed me this photo. So this is up to, what you guys think, because for me, I wasn't there when the photo, like I was investigating when this photo was taken, so I don't really know the circumstances behind it. Um, wow,
okay,
that
so
photo
I got
is
to
really
see.
really bad. Um,
Oh, what do we have here? Wow, look at that.
so to me, it looks like the character from the Mutant Ninja Turtles. So you've got the snout, you've got the beard. Um, so it kind of reminds me of, where are we? This guy.
Hang on a second. I'm going back to the studio.
Okay.
So were you gonna show something or
Yeah. I've got a lot of. Nope, that's not it. Nope. Reminds me of this dude.
not? Oh, you're talking about that character. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, from the mutant. You've got the snout, you've got the beard, you've got the nose, you've got the. It looks like a pig.
It kind of did have kind of like an inhuman look to it. Let me see what uh,
That could be anything.
Anthony says that was that in Spain era.
No, no. That was actually at Garrick Theatre.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So the photo that was before, it's the same location. One of my investigators sent it through to me. He was like, "Hey, this is what I got. I don't know if my eyes are playing games with me. It could be this. It could be that. We don't know." So
Tom says it looks like a rotting pumpkin, which I don't really see that. What I see
yeah,
once
that photo
again,
is a bit hard to.
what I see in this picture is I definitely see a face right here,
Mhm.
but it looks like almost like a grin of some sort.
Mm,
Because again, you
yeah,
can see once again, it looks like two eyes, looks like a mouth, and it does kind of have that mad look to it. So it kind of does look like it's grinning. But again, this is what again from my perspective. I don't know if you see this, Nikki, or you guys ever
yeah.
spec it. It almost looks like there's kind of like a secondary face, kind of a
Oh
little in
yeah.
the background. Not as transparent as the first
Mm,
one, but it's a little bit further back. But unlike this one where you can see it clearly, this one looks like it's only like half of its face is showing. So it looks like this time all you can see is maybe an just maybe one eye, maybe a nose. Now, the other thing I was kind of speculating about this picture too is that I thought there was actually more to the head. I mean, these look almost like
mm,
either ears or they look almost like horns,
yeah,
which, again, I don't want to say the
yeah,
particular word, but it definitely, again, has kind of an inhuman look to it, but it's
mm,
still a compelling photo.
yeah. These photos are interesting, to say at the least. Could they be paranormal? Maybe, maybe not. Your eyes could be playing tricks. So, yeah.
Yeah, again, I'm going to keep an open mind to it again because it could be
Mhm.
anything. But
Yeah.
again, still a very fascinating picture regardless. So let me see what everybody's saying in the
Yeah.
chat. Um, oh, and now Anthony here says that he
Okay.
sees a cat face, maybe a panther.
Yeah. I know what
Yeah,
it means now. The nose,
yeah,
the
I can
snout,
see
and the
that
yeah.
sort of. I can definitely see that.
To me, it kind of looks like a bull. Like you've got the nose of a bull, and then you've got the teeth at the bottom and the horns.
Yeah, I was going to say that would explain kind of the horns, what looks like the horns on its head, and it kind of does have it does kind of have that bull kind of look to it. But that's really fascinating. Were there
Mhm.
any other pictures that you sent me, or was that the
Um,
last one?
that's the last picture. I do have two videos if you can play them, but if you can't, that is totally fine. So
I could try. I haven't done the videos yet. I've just been obviously as you see I've just been doing pictures right now.
that's cool. So yeah, those are some locations we've been to. We have a lot coming up. We've got about four technically. So yeah, we're going back to one of the most haunted towns in WA. That was one of the videos that I sent you. Yeah, very interesting night. A few of the people were freaked out because of my mediumship. They're like, "Oh, what are you getting through?" And I told them, and they're like, "The only people that would know this would be people in the Historian Society. You can't Google this information. You can't get it." Yeah. So
Now here's something interesting. Tom said your eyes can see many different images, and he's absolutely right.
yeah,
So that's why I was pretty much explaining from my point of view of how some of these pictures probably, I saw something maybe different compared to what you saw, but
yeah,
that's it really does live up to that term that a picture is worth 1,000 words.
yeah.
Definitely. Oh, this viewer right here, as you can see, Cyrex, that's Chris, watching from his Twitch account. So
Yeah.
not sure why he switched, but I knew immediately that was him as soon as he called me beef stick.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
as far as like any actual images, Chris, I am not even going forward to what
No,
um, he does that all the time with me. But
it's alright.
yeah, yeah, as far as images are concerned, like for me, I haven't really caught anything like that. Like as far as like what you guys have caught, in fact, the only thing that I've ever truly captured, and I don't know if you ever saw it, was the video that I took at the Old Lake County Jail in Crown Point, Indiana, and that footage is still it's another compelling piece of footage. And what I'm actually planning on doing is I'm actually planning on sending that footage to Paranormal Caught on Camera. So because I'd like to hear it from their
Yeah.
perspective. I've already shown it to some of the other like some of the actual guys because like obviously like the event that I
Mhm.
just recently went to, ParasiteCon, I showed it not this year but last year. I showed it to Brian J. Cano and Aaron Sagers, and
Yeah.
not only did they request me, I know you did, Chris. I know you did.
It's all good.
I I know you all too well. um, I showed that footage to them, and they were quite amazed by it. And not only did they request me to send the footage to the show, but more importantly, too, they even wanted a copy of the footage itself. So that
Mhm.
really meant a lot when it really says a lot. Like when you take a particular image, especially when you can't explain it,
Yeah.
that people want a really want a copy of this because it's like
Mhm.
it's probably one of the best. It may not. It's one of those things where it may not look much, but it's probably one of the best pieces of evidence that you could ever capture,
Right.
honestly.
Yeah.
And that's what's kind of and believe me, when I sent the foot, I have sent that video footage off to some of the most hardcore skeptics out there, and I did that, in fact, on one of the other podcasts, Myth or Mystery. And
Mhm.
I forgot his name, but they have a skeptic who usually debunks a lot of the footage or
Yeah.
images. And they even said to me in the beginning, prepare to have your heart broken. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's what I was hoping was that's what I was hoping was going to happen, because I went to these other
Mm-hmm.
skeptics and they couldn't come up with anything. So I decided that, well, if anybody's going to really debunk this footage, it's going to be this guy. I mean, it was
Yeah.
really that kind of situation where I was thinking to myself, and I know it sounds crazy, but I was actually saying, like, I wasn't on the show, but I was watching when it happened. But I was basically saying to the screen, tell me something good, break my heart completely into in disappointment. So I don't have to keep telling people that this is something that's actually paranormal, when
Yeah.
later on I could have found out it could have been explained. They showed the
Mm-hmm.
footage, and the only idea this guy could have had, which
Yeah.
was very unlikely, was if one of my fingers got caught on the lens of the
Yeah.
camera, which that was impossible because I was holding one of those bigger cameras, the handheld cameras.
Yeah.
So there
Yeah.
was no reason for me to put my finger in front of the lens. Not to mention, the lens was completely cleaned up and there was nothing
Mhm.
hanging by it. So that was the only thing he could come up with, which he knew there was no reason for me to do that. So it was one of the few pieces of footage that he couldn't think of any explanation for whatsoever.
Yeah.
So that really meant a lot. So it's always fascinating again when you capture something like that. With the
Exactly.
comments, Tom says if a spirit
What you
wanted to
said.
be photographed, it would be clear and have no questionable doubt. And yep, that's why we do it, Josh. That's it. You're
Exactly.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
And
That's why we debunk stuff and say not everything is paranormal.
yeah, exactly. So that's when, like, this footage that I captured, which I gotta put a copy of the footage on this. I have it on my other computer. I just don't have it on the laptop. But you know, I really did try to. I mean, I was surprised of what I captured, but I didn't want to jump completely into detail. Like,
Right.
come to a conclusion real quick. So
Mm-hmm.
again, I really wanted to try to tell myself that this can't be paranormal. I just
Yeah.
because I just didn't want to get my hopes up. But now
Yeah.
that enough time has really gone by, I can now pretty much loosen a lot of that strictness and open up to more, especially since I've sent it to, again, a lot of these skeptics, and they
Mm-hmm.
didn't know what to think of it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why it's good to debunk stuff because not everything is paranormal. A lot
Yep.
of stuff can be explained. So yeah.
Yeah,
But the
and
photos are very interesting. That's why I thought I'd share them and get people's opinion. So
well, and that also goes, and it's not even just about the evidence. It's even when you're experiencing something that there
right.
always could be an explanation for. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
no doubt, like if you were to see like a full body apparition, obviously there's no denying that. You obviously
Right.
saw a full body apparition at that point.
Yeah.
There is no way to explain it because I've witnessed a few of the apparitions, including Tom, who's
Yeah.
watching, was among one of those witnesses. We saw the same thing, but it was different at the Mineral Springs Hotel down in Alton, Illinois. But um, there, this is another reason, and I said this on the last show I was on, Supernatural Talk. But this is actually the reason why I won't do a lot of the big public investigations. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'll do small ones, or
Yeah.
like one that has
That's
newcomers, but I won't do a lot of the larger ones because I've always described those larger ones as the type of investigations where you have the most arguments occur, because
right.
especially when you have newcomers and they hear or see something, they're going to sometimes jump right into conclusions, say, "Oh,
Right.
that was a ghost," or that's definitely
Yeah.
paranormal. And all you just want to say is, "No, it wasn't paranormal because this is what actually happened." And sometimes they don't want to accept it, but it goes back and forth, and you get these arguments, and it spoils the investigation afterwards.
Right. Yeah. We're the same.
Yeah, Tom says videos are harder to disprove. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Talk about videos. Did you want to show you the two videos I sent you?
Yeah, of course. Give me 1 second here. I'm just catching up to the comments real quick.
Yeah,
Josh
okay.
says, I have a lot too, but
Exactly.
don't want to be dismissed or
Yeah,
judged, so I don't share. And that's totally fine. Tom said,
that's fine.
what we saw, Nick, didn't let us photo. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
That's
we
fine.
that was the funny thing too. We saw the apparition. That was with investigator
Mhm.
when we were with Mike Ricksecker, and we all saw the full body apparition of a little girl. And the way how she manifested, we all saw it in different ways. But the funny thing was, all of us had cameras in our hands, and nobody took a photograph. I actually did try taking a picture with my phone, but when I looked at the picture, all I just got was just total darkness. Like it was
Mhm.
pitch black. So I couldn't get, but everybody else that had probably had better cameras than I did, nobody ever took a picture of it. Hey, Braxton's here. You remember him, right? Because he
Yes.
watches a
Hey,
lot of
Bracky.
time shows. So good. This is his first time for Paranormal PWA. So good to have you back here.
Welcome. Hey, Braxton. Good to see you, mate.
All right, so let me get the videos. So give me just a second here while I'm
You're
getting
right.
ready. This might take a little bit of a not longer process, but it's going to take a little extra
Yes,
long.
sir.
Yeah. Remind me when was it you sent me those pictures? I mean the videos.
So this was done down in York. Um,
Okay.
hey, Bracky. So this was done at York Town Hall, and we're one of the first investigators to investigate this location. So we were actually setting up our equipment when this happened. It was myself, which is the five team members, and then you have three of the actual people that own the building. The footage is filmed by one of the people that did join us, and we actually caught this on camera as well. So yeah, I'm pretty much
Oh,
explaining, hey, I'm Nikki
Nikki,
from
real
Paranormal
quick. Oh
Chat.
my God, Chris from France. Hello, that's our
Hey,
very
friends.
first French viewer that we've ever had on any of
Bonjour.
our shows. Wow, Chris, welcome, welcome. Thank you for
Welcome.
joining. That's amazing.
We're getting
Uh,
everybody tonight. It's great.
yeah, it really is.
Welcome,
That's
everybody.
awesome. Oh, if I'm thinking correctly, I'm trying to think of, isn't it bonjour that you say out in France? If I'm thinking correctly,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that
We,
is.
yeah,
Yeah. Josh says it's about the vibration and who they choose to communicate with. That's right. That's right.
exactly.
Uh,
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm sorry. I'm still what I'm actually
You're
going to
right.
do because I'm having a hard time trying to get the files on my computer. I'm going to
That's
check.
fine.
I'm. You may have. Is there a way that you could probably resend those to me, Nikki?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All good. Yeah.
You're
And the
welcome.
thing too, when it, also the thing too, that comment that was made, the vibrations that you give, with us, me personally, like my team and personally, and especially myself, I try and treat them the way that we would like to be treated. In life, you want to be treated with dignity and respect, so you treat them the same way, with dignity and respect. If you're more
Absolutely.
respectful, the more they want to communicate with you, the more they want to engage. If you're going to walk in there and be a dick, excuse my French, if you're going to walk in there and be disrespectful, they're going to be like, you know what, I'm not going to speak to you because you're rude. But if you walk in there like, hey, I come with kindness and respect, sure, go play with my equipment. So yeah.
There was an
Yes,
incident that
I'm
I.
going international.
Yeah,
Woo.
yes, you are. You're going international.
I'm
And
going everywhere today.
that's amazing though. I will say while I'm waiting, while you're getting the videos
Oh, shit.
ready. No, yeah, take your time. While you're getting the videos ready, I will tell you this. I don't know if you remember from 2 years ago that we investigated a haunted bar, which was on the outskirts of Chicago,
Mhm.
and we were the very first investigators. It was called the Bad Attitude Bar and Grill. Now, the bar itself was relatively small, so there wasn't really too much to go. Wasn't really too much to investigate. All you had was the bar area, and then there was an apartment complex upstairs, which that was even smaller than the bar itself. And it is indeed haunted. It was a little hard to investigate because, understandably, it was an active bar. So you had a lot of people there, going for drinks or eating dinner or whatever. So um, trying to get the evidence that we needed was a little difficult, but we still managed to pursue it as long as we were staying in the upstairs apartment area. But
Right.
The owner of the bar had told us that she had a visitor that was talking what was it? Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a sec. They had a
Right.
guy that came out to the bar who was a regular, and the owner was talking to some of the other customers about the apparent paranormal activity that occurred in the bar, and it was obviously that question, which was, "Do you believe in ghosts?" And of course, this particular guy, he said no. He said he didn't believe in any of this, didn't believe in any of that type of stuff. Oh my goodness, look at this. Real quick, I'm sorry, Nikki. Um,
It's
you're
okay.
really going international. Look at this. Shirley Chris from Wales. Oh my goodness.
So
This
we
is
don't need a,
amazing.
so we don't need a, so we don't need a passport, Nick.
No, we don't. Yeah, this is amazing. This is amazing. First from
France, USA,
now Wales.
Wales,
Yeah, of
France,
course.
England.
Yeah, now of course, Tom from the U.S. He said,
US.
"Nick, you should get a headset. You'll sound so much better." Sounds fine to me as far as I'm concerned. Oh, Sticks, isn't that one of Don's viewers? I think.
Yes.
Yeah, good to see you here, Sticks. Let's see. Oh, Kate's in the chat. Hello, Kate.
Okay.
On good night. She's going to sleep. I would have said if she wanted
Yeah.
to. I would have asked if she wanted to come on with us, but again, it is past 11 o'clock over here, so she's probably getting ready
Mhm.
to go to bed. Plus, she also said she's kind of taking a little break from doing shows.
Yeah, fair
Chris from
enough.
France here says, "I'll go to work, but good job, all of you." See, yeah, and Chris, even though it was just for
Cool,
a few
man.
minutes, thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully we really hope we'll see you again.
Thank you for joining us on
Yeah,
our live,
it,
and please have a look at Paranormal Perth West Australia Facebook
yeah.
page. Thank you.
I'm, I think it's already the. I think it might be already the morning in that part in France and that part of Europe. So, in that case, Chris, I hope you have a good start to your day. Let's see what else. Josh says everything is haunted. If you can into your vibration, ghosts live everywhere, and that's what I've
True.
always said is that there are ghosts
Mhm.
all over the place.
Yeah.
It's not always just restricted to one location. It's
Yeah.
wherever you could think of. There's probably even spirits around us right now as we speak.
Mhm.
But what I was saying though before that was the oh yeah, this bar that I was talking about, the guest that was acting disrespectful. So this guy, he claimed he didn't believe in any of this stuff, and but then that's when he decided to start acting like a jerk. He started, if he thought he was kind of one of those guys who thought, all right, if there's really something here, why don't you try knocking me out? Come on, you guys, like he was kind of being that guy saying, "What's the matter?
Mhm.
Scared?" That kind of thing. And you know what
Yeah.
he actually did? And this was probably the dumbest thing out of the entire issue about him provoking was he literally got up on one of the tables, like stood on it, and we're talking about one of those tall tables like you see at
Yeah.
bars. He literally had to climb up, got on the table, put his arms out like this, like
Mhm.
kind of spread eagle out on the table, and was daring for someone to hit, like saying, "Come on, hit me, do something, stop being stupid or whatever." And before
Yeah.
you know it, an unseen force literally pushed him from behind and he fell right off the table onto the. I'm honestly surprised that he was not seriously injured or even killed. That could have killed him.
Mhm.
I mean, somehow he better prove him. He better be count his blessings that he got out of there without serious injury, and
Mhm.
he knew nobody pushed him from behind because everybody was in front of him. There was nobody behind him in that part of the building. And after he got up, he literally said, "Well, guess you were right. I should have listened to you." So
Mhm.
that's that's on me. So in other words, he truly made his bed that night, so he had to lay in it. So he now realized how stupid it was, and he should have listened.
Mhm. Always be respectful because you never know who you're dealing with.
It's I heard this one time, but they always say you don't you don't play with. It's basically this is a good term because this is a good way to describe it. You don't play with snakes and not expect to get bit. That's what essentially happened to him.
Mhm.
Tom says Nick doesn't need a microphone. I could hear him from here. Well, I always sound good. Yeah. Uh, Josh also said provocation is a game that you might lose, and that is very true.
Yeah.
Yep, Josh just made the additional message. Never provoke. Okay, so these are the videos. If I'm looking at them correctly.
Yes.
Okay, so give me 1 sec. You sent 3 videos. Okay, let me down.
Yeah.
I'm going to download these very as quickly as I can.
Some of them are really, really quick.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my head.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
got the first video. Now on to the second. Thankfully, I don't have to wait as long for these to download.
yeah, they're pretty quick ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I think we're almost set.
So,
Okay, I don't know why these are here, but we're gonna get rid of these. Okay, so we're ready with the first one. So let's see. I haven't seen the footage myself yet. So let's see
yeah.
what we let's take a look at this.
I'll kind of explain where we're at and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay,
of
yep.
course.
So this one is at York Town Hall. I'm kind of like, I'm the one on stage. I'm like, hey, if you want to play with the equipment, we come with peace, kindness, and respect. Um, and then there's a REM pod just,
I'm in my 40s.
that's me. So the REM pod's going off.
Yeah, I can hear it going off.
Yeah, 1940.
I'll
Yeah,
play it
it's really
again
quick.
just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
I'm in my 40s. And I just said 1949.
Yeah,
So
you
it's
can
echoing.
really hear the REM pod going off.
Yeah, 1940.
That's really fascinating.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll get the
So,
next video. I'll get the next
yeah,
video ready.
sure.
Just want
So
to.
this one, the lights go off.
Okay.
Now, all our investigators accounted for, the only way you can physically, everything's locked, this whole building's locked down, so there's no physically way someone can turn off the lights. At this point, I'm like explaining, hey, if you want to play with the lights and the equipment, and then it literally goes down like someone's turning them off at a theatre. So,
Oh, right, what's turning back on?
This kind of looks like a ballroom almost.
yeah, it's their ballroom.
Okay.
There's me on
Yeah.
the floor.
Very cool. Yeah, temperature has dropped immensely on my back right now.
I'll play it again one more
Here's
time,
another quick.
just in case anybody hasn't seen it, because I always think it's always best just to play it at least one other time.
Yeah, cool.
And I'm sorry to ask this again. I know I already asked this. How long ago was this taken, Nikki?
3 months.
Oh, 3 months ago. Okay. You know what it kind of reminds me? I mean, I know it's a ballroom, but it kind of resembles again another famous haunted location. It's the Stanley Hotel, and
Yeah.
in addition to the main hotel, they have those other smaller
What was it?
outbuildings around the property, and they have a music hall in which the music hall kind of resembles a little bit of that same room.
Mhm.
So it just
Yeah,
reminded me.
Can you pause it there?
on my
Yeah,
desk right now.
yeah. Give me 1 second here.
Yep. Cool. So a little bit of history. This is the actual anniversary of a child that had actually lost his life. So we didn't actually know that. We just
Oh,
turned
really?
up, and the person that's videotaping it, he actually works for the town hall in York. The two people that are in the front, they work for the town of York, and then there's investigators on the side. That balcony, no one's actually allowed to go on top of it because it's unstable. A little bit about the history. Well, there was a dance going on back in the day, and they were doing their thing and they were dancing. Now, a babysitter was actually meant to be looking after the child's spirit. Now, unfortunately, this child had lost their life by falling off the balcony. We believe where the REM pod was where he lost his life, and that is in records. Um, yeah, that place was pretty nuts. When I was doing my mediumship, the lady at the bottom of the screen, she was like, "Hey, what are you picking up?" And I told her all this stuff, and she looked at me going, "No one would know that unless you've actually worked for this historic society of York." So the vibes I was so people that don't know me, I'm a medium clairvoyant. So yeah, I was telling her back in 1482, 1842. Unfortunately, someone was outside of the facility and they were a little bit intoxicated, and unfortunately was riding a horse, fell off the cart and died. And that is actually in the history books. And yeah, she was like, no one would know that. So
Wow, that's quite a history to it. I mean, that's going to have to be, as I always say, because I'm always adding more to my list. Remind me to eventually try to do maybe like a Nick Files on this
yeah,
location.
yeah, that's
That would
good.
be another candidate. That would be another location candidate for me to cover on Nick Files sometime down the road.
So yeah,
But
we're planning to go back to York in a few weeks, and that yeah, places yeah,
Josh says that last clip they want you out. Apparently, that's what he was getting out of.
yeah.
So either way, that again, that another location I would definitely like to check out maybe sometime down the road. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna show the third clip that you sent me. So let's see what we
This
got.
one's really quick.
Yeah, I thought it
This
was
is
like eight. I think it was 8 seconds.
so this is Kalamunda Hotel in the ballroom. So you kind of see like an orb. I don't know why I'm pointing. So you kind of see an orb go left to right and then hit the K2 meter. So yeah.
And this is the same location.
This is Kalamunda Hotel where Paddy resides
Oh, okay,
with
okay.
Ava. Yep. I do have a longer footage,
Great.
but it may go for a while. So do you
Yeah,
see the orb go down and then hit the red
really
one?
going.
Yeah.
That K2 meter is really going off in that one.
So yeah. That's little. We believe that's little Ava because that's where she hides. So
Okay,
yeah,
that's really cool though. I mean, and I know some people have like their doubts too on K2
which is
meters,
fine.
but I use a K2 meter myself, so
Yeah.
it really has shown that it does work. Like, as long as you're using it at the right location
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. And I've never given up on it, so I still use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And let me see what Josh just said. Traumatic events will follow you forever, even after death, and that's
Yeah.
absolutely true.
Yeah.
And it's not just only just following people in particular. I mean, I think we're all
Okay.
familiar with the fact that a lot of these locations could be affected by that energy. Like, even if it's been several years, 100, 200 years or whatever, it's always going to be there. In fact, I haven't really brought I brought this up on another show, but I think it should be noted. But did you ever see um, did you ever see my latest slideshow that I did with Nick Files, where I presented well, I know Braxton. I don't know if he's still watching, but I was doing my slideshow on the tri-state tornado of 1925, which
Mm-hmm.
to this day that still marks the deadliest single tornado in U.S. history, and
Well.
that struck in the southern part of our state, southern Illinois, which
Mm-hmm.
thankfully was that was we're talking 6 hours further down south. There was an author who just recently released a new book detailing about the 1925 tornado. But not only was she
Mm-hmm.
describing the details about what happened, because this year marks 100 years after that tornado occurred, and she really went into like deep digging, and she ended up going through. This tornado affected three states. That's why it's called the tri-state tornado. It affected throughout parts of southern Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. But this author only went through parts of southern Illinois to kind of investigate. And what I found, not only did she describe what she found, she also photographed the areas. And I found something completely shocking, that I thought I did all my studies on this tornado, but apparently I had not, because um, there was there were, for example, these photographs that she took. At first glance, they just look nothing more than just pictures of farmland. Just
Yep.
nothing there other than maybe a few roads. Turned out 100 years ago, there used to be houses all lined
Mm-hmm.
up in that area, as well as even a road or two that no longer exists. That's because the tornado that went through, a century ago, ripped all those homes apart, and of course that's what also costed a lot of lives. Six almost 700 people. It killed almost 700 people. So I can't even imagine when she was taking the pictures, just the traumatic events that occurred 100 years ago. Just imagine the energy that is still felt in those farm areas. Like you see them now,
Mm-hmm.
looks more like farmland, not realizing that these were all areas that houses used to stand. People used to
Mm-hmm.
raise their families with, made livings off of. And but I think the most startling part of the investigation that she gave was she got a tip that supposedly there was an area that she needed to check out. Unfortunately, it was out in the wooded areas, and she didn't want to go in there in these woods because she was worried about snakes and bugs and whatnot. And she had like a search group with her, to kind of help assist her with this. So the group decided to head out to the woods themselves. And after a few minutes in the woods, they literally run out of the woods and they tell the other saying, "You got to come over here. You got to check this out right now." And so she decided to go in, and what they found, and I never would think that this would even still exist to this day, they had found an old foundation of a former building. And
Oh
they
wow.
found a concrete foundation along with a little stair step,
Mm-hmm.
a little stoop almost, like with a little set of stairs. It turns out that is where the Trousdale School used to stand, and was ripped up by again, was destroyed by the tri-state tornado. So it was a shocking realization that even though 100 years have passed since that tragedy, that there's still like little remains of damage from that tornado, and the traumatic events that followed from it. Again, it was still forever attached to these properties. So in other words, when you look at pictures and footage of what happened 100 years ago, I mean, the destruction to these towns were just was just absolutely unbelievable. But even 100 years later, it's hard. It's not very common, but you could still see some of the very few leftovers from the destruction of the tri-state tornado, and just goes to show like
Wow.
just how much energy exists in those areas. So that's something I'm kind of curious to investigate sometime down in the future. Down in the future. Jeremy's
Mm-hmm.
even having interest in wanting to investigate those areas too.
Oh wow. Nick, do you mind playing the last two ones I sent you?
Yes, I'm just getting them right
Possible.
now. Currently downloading
So
them right
this is
now.
actually, yep. So just so you know, this is actually a 7 minute video. So I've had to clip it down to 3:20, because it won't let me send the complete file to Nick. So
Yeah, I know. That's just something that Facebook is doing now. Is that you can only send a particular amount of footage, and I hate it. I really do hate it. Yeah, I think
because
this was.
yeah, it actually goes that. The footage actually goes for 7 minutes, so I've had a black cut out for 3, so it may look a bit odd, but
Okay.
yeah. So this is Kalamunda Hotel.
Yeah, Josh says devastating. Yeah, he's referring to the tornado. Yeah, it was a devastating event that occurred, and even today, parts of southern Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana, even a century later, if you really think about it, some of those areas, although most of the towns have long been rebuilt, some of those areas just never truly recovered afterwards, and they still haven't to this day. Uh, the vibration will forever be imprinted. Yeah, it will be, definitely will be. Okay, so let's get the new footage up. I think I got it ready to. No, wait, that was the last footage. So hold on a second. Okay, so I saw you 4 different pieces of footage. So let's start off with this one first.
To the little girl that I'm speaking to, do you follow with the older lady? If you're the older lady with the little girl, can you light up one of these devices for me, please?
That's me, honey.
Yeah.
To the spirits out here, do you know Mitch?
It may take me.
Yes, we know that you've crossed over to their light. Your name Patty? Or Charles?
So one of my friends is doing the Eston method, just to let you kind of know.
That's what I figured it was, the
Yeah.
Estes method.
If possible, can you talk a little bit louder so my friend can hear you? It's closer to me, so I can hear you properly.
Sorry about the music in the background. It's a pub.
Right.
Can I talk? Yes, you can talk. You can talk as loud as you like. My friend over there is trying to connect with you.
Oh, that was interesting. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like an orb, but it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah. So that night, the torch was going off multiple times, capitals were going off, and
I
pods were
don't
going
mean
off,
to
and
disrespect asking this question, but were you involved
Yeah.
in the fire?
so it may take longer.
Do I need to be careful, or does Anika need to be careful? Just to let you know, once again, we come with the most ultimate. Was the 7 of you, or are you the age of 7?
Oh, that was interesting. I'll get the next piece of footage up so we can see. I hope it's not the same one because I know they kind of look identical, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah,
I guess we'll see what the second one looks like.
I'll be able to tell you.
Do I need to be careful, or does Anika need to be careful?
Okay, yeah, this is a different one.
Just to let you know, once again, we come with the most ultimate. Was the 7 of you,
Oh wait.
or are you the age of 7?
Oh wait a sec. No, this is the same one. Hang on a second. Try that. Let me try this again. Yeah, I think I accidentally downloaded the same one twice.
That's all right. It's all good.
All right, let's do the
They
third.
look very similar, but they kind of continue.
Female that committed suicide.
Yeah, this is the one we were. Okay, here's what we were looking for.
Are we speaking to the lady that committed suicide?
Listen. The baby.
Unfortunately, at this moment in time, we don't mean any disrespect. We can't actually hear you, but we have some equipment that you can play with. We have a torch over there that I've seen that you like. You can see these pretty lights. They're like little rainbow. They're like little stars. If you walk in front of them, we can see you. Also, we have it's called a REM pod. It's the big red thing over there that can light up and make it all nice and light up. And there's also one that's near Anika. You can light that one up and it goes red.
Also, driving this
There's a
now.
little girl that's connecting with Anika. What's your name? That's a little girl. Can you turn the light off for me, please, at the little torch? Thank you.
What?
To the little girl that I'm speaking to, do you follow with the older lady? If you're the older lady with the little girl, can you light up one of these devices for me, please? To the spirits that hear, do you know Mitch?
Nick, you play this?
The next video.
Yeah. Maybe do this last one that I sent you, mate.
Okay. You want me to finish this footage up before we go to the next one?
Yes, we know that you've crossed over to that light.
You want me to finish this footage up before we get to the next one?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Is your name Patty or Charles?
So for people that are watching, this actually goes for 7 minutes. It's like a complete 7-minute video, but we have kind of cut it because of what's good.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Yep. If possible, can you talk a little bit louder so my friend can hear you? Please come closer to me.
Okay, so let's check out the. And he just sent it to me, you said?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
You'll see like a photo, you'll see an image that's been deleted, then you'll see the video. Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that he deleted one of the videos. So you said it was the very last one?
Yes, please.
Okay. I may have already downloaded it, but I'm going to download it again because, again, it does get a little confusing sometimes when you see which one is the files you need to go to. So, therefore, I'm just going to download a second copy of it just so I know I have it.
Yeah, cool. I'll do a little thumbs up on the.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the new footage.
I think it's a little girl. It's a little girl. Thank you so much for lighting it up. Appreciate it. Can you turn it off for me, please? I think that may have been outside. I'm not too sure. We may have to debunk that because it is kids downstairs. Jason? Yeah, do you want to see if there's anyone outside, sweet? Yep. Thank you. Oh. If you know anyone that works here, can you light up something for me, please?
My place?
Yes, this is your place.
Yeah. It hurts.
I'm sorry, that hurts. Did someone do that to you?
You saw the orb, yeah?
Yeah, I did. I'm thinking that was interesting.
This one's
I'm
your
probably
home?
after the footage ends, I'm gonna go back to that part.
Yeah.
Thank you for lighting it up. Appreciate it.
Close. Behind you.
That's Ava, who's behind me.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
That's really going
Yeah,
on now.
You playing with the little lights in the wall?
Oh,
Thank you.
yep. Check that out on the responses.
This is insane.
from it.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and replay part of that. Oh
I'll
shoot,
see if I can get that.
I should have realized it here. I'm gonna.
It's okay.
I'm not actually deleting the videos. I'm just removing them from this list. So I'm just gonna start over and just kind of
7 of you.
add this again. So
Are
this
you
was in the
8 of you?
later part of the video right here.
Mhm.
May have gone a little far ahead, but we'll still play it
That's
where it's
okay.
at anyway.
All
This
good.
one's your home. Thank you for lighting it up. Appreciate it.
Close. Behind you.
You playing with the little lights in the wall? Thank you. Can you please step away from it?
Someone's standing right here.
That's really fascinating. And,
I'm
I
gonna see if I can get.
wish you guys continued filming. I mean, you guys didn't. You guys stopped the recording stopped because I would have definitely been interested to see
Um,
how much else
I'll
may have.
see if I can get that bit. Because it actually goes to 7 minutes.
Oh, it does. Okay, okay. Now, just while I'm waiting for that, just
With
catch.
the talk.
Yeah, no, I'm catching up right now with what. Okay, so there's not really much going on in the chat. Josh just says, "Yeah, Facebook sucks." Yeah, Facebook is starting. It's really going downhill with all these requirements that now Facebook is asking. I mean, it's absolutely insane. I hate the most recent thing that just recently, Josh. If you didn't know, before we were allowed to have more than one live go on at the same time, and it just oh man, now Facebook came up with this new choice saying that we really could only go with one live at a time now. Oh, Braxton's back. Yep, still in here. Awesome. Good to still have you here, Braxton. Which that also brings one other announcement too. So, because Nikki, I know you're still cutting down the footage. That brings up one other announcement. I mentioned about this on Supernatural Talk. I don't know if you were here about this, but I should probably let you know too, Nikki, is that we might be getting a new show possibly joining both Things Network and N&W Multiverse Network.
Oh, fantastic.
And we're really going to be going international once again because this is this is another first timer, but we might be getting our very first show soon from South America.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all in Uruguay to be exact. The gentleman who runs the show, his name is Gustavo. I've been in contact with him. I just sent him the schedule, and he he's definitely interested. And it's going to be a different direction too compared to many of their shows because his show is in Spanish. And honestly, I mean, I'm sure some of our viewers here probably have, do know some Spanish, so that would really appeal to Spanish-speaking audience. And I think it would be another great direction to show that. And I should have told that to Josh too. Yeah, Josh. So this new show from South America probably will be joining both networks real soon. So before you know it, it's pretty much safe to say that Things Network and Multiverse Network will be officially in 5 different continents.
Yay! We're going around the world.
Only ones.
Sorry, still waiting for it to.
Oh, you ready? You got the next one? Okay.
Just waiting.
Okay.
It takes a while.
The only spots we have left at this point that we're just waiting to hopefully get more podcasts is obviously Africa. And even though it's not technically a continent, although I always see it more, is Central America too. So at this point, we're really going around the world,
Oh,
which I think is just fantastic.
Mother,
Oh, it's all good.
the file's too big.
Oh, it is. Oh, that's always the worst when they say it's too big. Facebook, when
Nice.
you have to send videos, it's just so damn picky. Like when it comes to sending certain videos.
I'll see if I can find a shorter version.
Josh says disco balls would be lighting up everywhere, or cat balls in my house. He also just said, let's see, I love that the paranormal brings people together, and that's absolutely true. I mean, I'm not trying to brag or trying to capitalize on anything else, but with the amount of shows that we have now on both these networks, I think it's pretty much safe to say that we probably now have more paranormal podcast shows like this than any other paranormal podcast network that exists. Or I should say, we probably have more paranormal podcasts from around the world than any other paranormal network that exists, without a shadow of a doubt. Braxton,
Might let me go.
Braxton just also said, um, yeah, still in here watching The Nanny and going to shower in a bit. And might watch
That's
Batman
right.
Robin 1997 again, or might watch Sinners for the. I still need to see Sinners. I still have not seen that yet. So it's
This
still
might be it.
it's still saying right now that it's just
Oh,
too.
it's been gentle Weasels. We
Josh.
can try this one and we'll see how we go.
Okay.
This should work. If not, yeah, just yeah. If you want to find the footage, it'll be on Paranormal Perth West Australia Facebook page. That will probably be the best place to get it. But we'll give it a go, see how we go, and then I think we'll give it a wrap because I think a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
people need
because
some
it's
sleep.
almost. Yeah, we've been on for almost 2 hours now, which I was
Wow.
well, this has been great, honestly, and we've had quite a
Yeah.
solid audience. So, Josh
Mhm.
says, "Look at the state of our country," and Braxton also said, because sounds like he's going to be getting going soon. He
Yeah,
said,
we're gonna go
"Got
after
to do
this
his."
one. So
Uh, he said, "Got to do his stretches, floss, and brush his teeth before he showers." Congrats on the South American show. Yeah, thank you very much, Braxton.
thank you very much.
Yeah, really appreciate that. As far as the title of the show, I still got it. I still got to get it. I forgot what it was. Even if this he does, I will say he does a show every Sunday at 8 p.m. his time, which I still need to figure out exactly what time that's going to be for me, and of course, obviously for you, Nikki. And
Hmm.
I doubt we're going to be able to get him right on immediately. So what I'll do, in case you guys want to check his show out, before he joins, is I'll
Yeah,
send the because he broadcasts also on YouTube. So I'll send the link to the show so you guys can tune in. I'm hoping that there are. I know the show's going to be in Spanish, but hopefully that you could probably turn on English captions. But even
yeah.
if even if it is Spanish, I would still say just give him a shout out. I'm sure he'd appreciate the international support. Because I'm sure he probably doesn't get very many other than from South America, so he probably would appreciate it either way. But I'll send it to you when he Braxton. I'll send it to you once he goes live. Um,
Thank you.
once you watch it, it will pull you back in again. Yeah, there are some movies that have done that. Oh, it looks like Josh is calling it a night. All right, yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna head off
you have
very,
a
very
good oh,
soon. We're
Josh.
just gonna play this one video and then we'll
Yeah,
call it a night.
welcome, and I ain't going anywhere yet. Still in here. Okay, okay, great, awesome, awesome. All right, let me get the video ready, and yeah, we'll
So
make this
this is continuing from what
we'll make
happened.
this the
So
last one. Yeah,
fingers crossed.
I was able to download it, so it's
Yeah.
good to go. So give me 1 second here.
But yeah, if you do want to have a look at a lot of our footage, I do have a Facebook page. It's called Paranormal Perth, West Australia. So yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second. All right, we're good. Let me get the page back open, and we'll let it rip.
We hope.
Much love to you too, Josh. You have a great night.
Thank you.
Oh. If you know anyone that works here, can you light up something for me, please?
My place?
Yes, this is your place.
Yeah. It hurts.
I'm sorry that hurts. Did someone do that to you?
Did you see this? Do you
Yeah,
see all the orbs
let me go back for a sec. Let me see that again.
on the screen? There's like 3.
I don't know if I could really zoom in on it. Yeah, did you
There's like,
see
there's
that?
one.
It was like it was like some kind of green light or something that went across.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like
And
kind of
there's
like
like a family now.
yeah, it's like a kind of like a as I would describe, kind of like a green orb. I mean, almost like it's trying to imitate the grid lights with the color. That
Mm-hmm.
looks
And then if you look at the bottom, you'll see like about 3.
yeah, right after the first one goes.
Now,
Oh yeah, now I can see them. Yep.
yeah.
Was this once your home?
So the wall. So the wall I'm actually facing, there was a fire behind me. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, there goes the light again.
Thank you for lighting it up. Appreciate it.
Now we've been at this location for 8 hours. Just to let you know.
Oh wow, you guys were there for a good majority of the night then.
6 a.m. till 3 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
You playing with the little lights in the wall? Thank you. Can you please step away from it?
Someone's standing right there.
I think I'm communicating with 3. Patty, if that's you, can you please step away from it? Patty, if that's you, can you please set it off again for me, please? Charles, if that's you, can you please set it off again for me?
Girlfriend. Friends.
Please not cut out. Please not cut out.
At these really cool lights that look like little stars, if you walk in front of them, we'll be able to see you. Would it be possible if you could please do that?
Oh, look at that.
Thank you for turning that off. Can you turn it back on for me, please?
Oh man, I wish we could have
Yeah.
seen what could have happened.
Hang
Oh,
on.
you got it. You got the rest of it. Okay, okay.
Mother beep.
Yeah, I know. It's always frustrating, like when it cuts out at the best part.
Oh, far out Brussels sprouts. All right, we're gonna go. Wee. All right. Yeah, that place is insane. You literally have to be there. Please work. Hang on.
Oh, I guess Josh has changed his mind. He's like, oh hell no, I need to see the last video. Okay, I guess he's gonna stick around then. There you go, Josh.
Yeah, we're good. Yep. This is the last one. This is it. I promise.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm kind
But
of
yeah, if you do go onto the Facebook page,
yeah, I'm
if you
kind of
do go
curious
into the Paranormal
myself.
Facebook page, you'll see the whole thing, so then it makes sense because it actually goes for 7 minutes. So yeah, we were there from 6 p.m. in the evening till 3 o'clock in a.m. dead time in the evening. So yeah. And then afterwards we'll leave because we're very tired.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, we've been on for almost 2 hours, and also, with all due respect, over here, it's
Mm-hmm.
almost midnight. So I'm probably, understandably,
Yeah,
after this, I'm probably going to go to bed because, to be
yeah,
completely honest with you, in addition to doing this show and supernatural talk, I have done.
yeah. You
I'm
must
not
be.
gonna lie. I have done. Not gonna lie. I've done. This is my 4th show that I've done today.
Yeah,
I've
It
done
is 12:48 p.m. in
yeah,
the
I've been
afternoon.
doing a
So
lot of them. This is probably the most amount of shows I think I've ever done. So
you're a celebrity, Nick.
yeah, there's no yeah, as Tom would say, there's no escaping it.
No. But yeah, we're definitely going to be doing investigation coming up, and I'm going to try and go live so you guys can watch from beginning to
Yeah, I'd love to check it
halfway
out when
through.
you guys go live. What I would also do too is after when you're done recording, and if you happen to have a opportunity to like review the footage again,
Mm-hmm.
because Facebook is enacting these new rules now where you can only
That's
shoot.
my stomach.
Yeah, they say you can
That's not
only like.
paranormal.
I'm sorry, what?
I said that was not paranormal. That was my stomach.
Oh, okay. I didn't even hear it.
It's like,
Oh, jeez. But yeah, there was what I would always do every time, like you would, if you do it live, is I would try to download the video because I know Facebook has enacted this new rule that you can only keep a live video up now for like 30
yeah,
days before it's automatically
mm,
deleted, which I
yeah,
absolutely hate this new rule. So what I would do is I would download it and try to review it in case like you capture anything interesting once again, just so you have the
yeah,
footage with you.
yeah, yeah. Nick, you're ready to go, I think.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's see. Okay, this was. Oh, okay. I was about to say I don't see it, but now it just showed up. So now I got it.
cool. Thank you. And then we're definitely calling in leaving.
Yeah,
So
because
we're
it's
not for 20 hours.
yeah it's been going on.
Bye.
We've been going on for almost 2 hours, and been oh shoot,
I
hang
love
on.
the sport and I love you guys, but we need sleep.
Yeah, especially over here.
My lovely daughter decided to get up at 3 a.m. this morning, so
Oh really? How's she doing? Speaking of which,
so for people who don't know, I have a child that's on the spectrum, and she loves getting up really early at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So
okay. Just trying to figure out how's the video running when I haven't even played. Now I know where it's coming from. It's coming from my own Facebook. Okay, I think we're all set. I think we got the
I
video
think we're
ready.
good.
So
I think we're done.
actually, I'm sorry. I'm gonna
Right,
do
Luke.
just to be sure I don't play the wrong one again. Just so I'm just gonna
All
reset.
good. I'll put a thumbs up next to it.
Yeah. Okay.
I
I
love
think
this
we got.
place. This is like home.
All right. I think we're good.
You can't follow me, spirits. No.
Oh.
Ow. No touching.
If you know anyone that works here, can you light up something for me, please?
My place?
Yes, this is your place.
Yeah.
I think you're playing something.
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. I just saw something
I'm
fly
sorry
by.
that hurts. Did someone do that to you?
Yeah. Excuse me.
But this once your home? Thank you for lighting it up. Appreciate it.
You can tell I'm getting tired.
Yeah. Definitely.
Behind
Yeah.
you.
You playing with the little lights on the wall? Thank you. Can you please step away from it?
Someone's standing right here.
I think I'm communicating with three. Patty, if that's you, can you please step away from it? Patty, if that's you, can you please set it off again for me, please? Charles, if that's you, can you please set it off again for me? At these really cool lights that look like little stars. If you walk in front of them, we'll be able to see you. Would it be possible if you could please do
Nick,
that?
I think you're playing the wrong one, my friend.
What's
Thank
that?
you for turning that off. Can you turn it back on for me,
I
please?
think we're playing the wrong one.
Oh, it's the wrong one. Okay. Well, it just ended, so we got to do this again then. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it
Yeah.
sounded
It's ringing.
familiar. We'll make this a redo then.
Hang on, it's coming.
Yeah, it was the same video because
It's coming
it cut down right at
through.
the end. So sorry about that.
It's okay. It's all good. I've put this is the one at the bottom,
Okay.
and it's coming
I
through very
saw that.
shortly.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Now we
it's
should
all
have,
good, my friend.
this should be it.
Nope.
Oh, it's not.
No.
Jeez, that's weird because that was the
Maybe.
here. Wait, hold on a second. I got an idea. Because I'm not gonna actually save these files since I can just get them from your chat. When I'm
Yeah.
just to avoid confusion.
It's coming through now.
Okay, great.
Hang on. I'm gonna go delete. Hang on. I've got an idea. Nope. Unsend. Whoops. Unsend.
Hang on, guys. We're trying
I've
to get that
deleted all
last
the.
piece of footage.
So I've deleted all the ones that I've sent you. It should be the very one on the bottom that said this is the one.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Let me try this again. Oh, this is. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Okay, so I guess I didn't download this one. So let's try.
It's okay.
Yeah, let's try this one.
This is what happens when you do paranormal investigating, people. You
I
try, you
know.
try, you try, you get stuff.
Yeah, and sometimes you accidentally happen to come across the same piece of footage when you thought it was something else.
Yeah.
All right, let's
And Josh, then we can all go to Nano's.
last time.
Okay, cool.
Okay, this looks like it. This looks like this is it.
Yeah.
Was this once your home? Thank you for lighting it up. Appreciate it.
There you go. There's the light again.
We had so much activity that night, it was insane.
Yeah, it looks like it's very active.
Yeah. So the way I'm sitting, there's like a wall behind me. That's actually where the pub actually burnt down. So, yeah.
You playing with the little lights in the wall? Thank you. Can you please step away from it? Someone's standing right here. I think I'm communicating with three. Patty, if that's you, can you please step away from it? Patty, if that's you, can you please set it off again for me, please? Charles, if that's you, can you please set it off again for me?
What is it showing? Because it's showing me different things in my phone.
Yeah.
Are these really cool lights that look like little stars? If you walk in front of them, we'll be able to see you. Would it be possible if you could please do that?
Oh wait, didn't we already
Thank you
see
for
this
turning that
before?
off. Can you turn it back on for me, please?
I think we already saw this because I remember I reacted to when all the lights
Thank
went off
you.
and
We
on.
really appreciate you doing that.
Anyway, they're going to call it a night.
Well, I mean, if anything, I mean, you know,
You might
we
have
could
to
always
move into
we could always
another
show
room.
it
Can you
next
please
time.
turn
There's
something
always another
off
time.
for
Yeah,
us?
it's all good.
Yeah, Well, I mean, on the bright side of things, for anybody that didn't see it the first time, maybe
Yeah.
there's having the
Did you want to
opportunity of
tap your
seeing
mother?
it this time now.
Just so you know, we're stopping all communication with Anika. We're going to tap her out, okay?
Oh, jeez, I didn't
We're
remember
done.
that part though, where you got that one of the others got startled. That looked new to me.
She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, they like to play with grid pods, red pods, cat balls, red pods, me. Whew. So on that note, thanks for joining us on Paranormal Perth PWA Chat, for shortening. Thank you, Nick, as always, for being my lovely co-host. And for those that, Things Network, big shout out to you guys. Also, Paracult, please also watch the Afterlife Party and Fear Fans on Things Network, and also my chat. And yeah, have a great evening, and thank you guys for watching, and send lots of love and light. And
Yeah,
Nick, you want to do
hopefully
anything
we'll be
else?
back. Hopefully we'll be back again soon, and also hopefully Robert will return too. So we'll just wait and see. But yeah, everyone have a great night, and yeah, guess we'll see you guys next time. I'll see some of you guys tomorrow too on Lois's show. So for me, I will be back.
And I'll be back in 7 days. See you later.
All right, good night, everyone.
Night, guys.